Chapter 53. Zoma, Hotaru cried out, sword in hand. She could sense his presence in the smothering darkness. They have entered the unholy sanctum of the castle, the heart of evil. The bridge from the outside continues on into the darkness, though nearby the liquid swarming them is close to the lip of the thin and narrow walkway. The strange foul liquid is a purple slush with hundreds of bones floating above the surface. From their structure, they are not human.
The hero finally arrives.
A bone-chilling voice echoed from the deep, cold depths further in.
Allow me to give you a proper welcome, Hotaru.
Orbs, like the ones from outside, alight in the corners of the room, slowly moving up away from the entrance from which they came. Each orb that lights reveals a stone human statue sitting atop the ooze. The statues are lifelike. The people adorn stone replicas of her sword and shield in their hands, their faces filled with terror as they scream. Each orb after another, revealing another grim statue, starting out as a few, then several, then dozens. Men and women, young and old with spiked hair. The final orb sparks at the end of the bridge, revealing a giant stone throne, broken and stained with blood. Hotaru's heart races, and the others beside her must be feeling the same thing. There, the Dark Lord sits, leaning casually back, his black-nailed claw rubbing his sharp chin with a sinister grin of razor teeth like a shark. He wears a robe like Fedir with giant palindromes, drenched completely in a deep blue that sways with an aura akin to the mirror-like spell. His eyes are pitch black, glaring straight ahead, while at the forehead where horns like a bull sit at the sides, a massive eye twitches madly. He rises from his throne, spreading his covered arms. His wingspan and height are twice her size.
Here you are at last. Here at the place of sacrifice.
Place of sacrifice? Hotaru muttered.
Your confusion doesn't strike as surprising, for you are not the first.
Hotaru, I can sense dim life all around us. Their horrified screams are deafening, Fedir said. It's the same thing I felt with Aziza. The statues, they can't be. She looks upon the statues. Nearly 100 stand.
Oh, but they are, Hotaru.
Zoma answered confidently, her heart sinking to her stomach, her hands shaking the goddess's arms, unable to keep them outward from her body like using a blanket to cover herself from a lurking monster in a child's mind.
Your blood is the source of my power. Every descendant, foolish enough to fuel my fire. You are no different, following mindlessly into my web.
You forgot one thing, Isamu shouted, taking the lead. Hotaru isn't alone.
You speak as if your numbers grant confidence.
He steps forward. His taloned black nails scratch the cobblestone beneath. His soulless eyes glance toward each person.
Other than the hero, all of you are mere scraps to be served to richen the soil of my world. Even the goddess's loyal servants don't stand a chance against me.
Isamu raises his claw. Baramos underestimated our might as well. Like father, like son.
Comparing me to that worthless sack of flesh is feigning ignorance to the inevitable doom standing before you.
He spreads his arms again, his sinister grin taunting.
My power is beyond parallel to all living things. I am no simple monster. I am Zoma, ruler of oblivion. Your lives shall be sacrificed to my glory. All shall despair. All shall kneel.
Isamu darts forward with Aziza following close behind him. Fedir and Hotaru stay behind, Fedir casting spells of speed and power to the assaulting team, Hotaru flinging fireballs with him. Zoma swings his outstretched claws forward. A cold fills the room, growing rapidly. From behind his throne, a blizzard of ice shoots out and pushes Isamu and Aziza. They shiver as they attempt to hold still, the fireballs petering out in the brutal snowstorm. Fedir flies forward, blocking the area between them with a glass wall of magic. The cold dwindles. They push forward at a pitiful speed due to the harsh cold wind. Zoma stops them again, placing his hands forward, summoning 4 thick spires of ice from the ground, traveling quickly towards them. The ice is moving fast, and soon we will be forced to leap from its path. If only we had another wall to stop it. Her mind clicks like a snap of a finger. A faint memory of a fire pillar from long ago consumes her. Her eyes spring open and she rushes over to Fedir. Fedir, remember when Isamu was getting chased by bees? I do, but what is your point? Moments pass with the cracking ice echoing in the hollow halls. His hand is holding the barrier strong. However, he slowly withdraws his hand, turning his head towards her. You mean for the ice? But that was an accident created from a multitude of factors. An accident we can recreate. All we need is to replicate what happened. Isamu cries out, looking back. We have to fall back. I don't think the barrier will hold out much longer. The ice spikes are shooting from the ground, breaking off chunks, slamming into the wall like ballista bolts. The bridge shakes with every clash, the glass-like barrier scarred with another crack for each strike. Hotaru places both hands forward. A fireball grows, shining with colors of a collapsing star. Red, yellow, blue, white. The deadly fire burns through the thick leather gloves, soon scarring the skin. Fedir follows along. His hands conjure a fireball with a brightness to cover his hands in the hot light. This is the one opportunity they have to close in. The stage has been set. Now for the pieces. Now, she ordered, releasing the giant ball of fire. It crashes through the top of the weakened wall, scorching and melting away the ice that was at the front of the barrier. Fedir's creation joins in and they absorb into each other, creating a large radiating sphere which consumes the bridge. Quickly, he followed up with another spell. The orb slowly dwindles as ice reappears, but a bright light shines in its center. A sound like a rumbling volcano echoes from its depths. Kafrizzle! Fedir shouted, unleashing the built spell. It expands and explodes like a star, scattering the fire across the room, erupting with massive destruction in a pillar of flames. Zoma is hidden by the towering flame which swallows the bridge. The ice disintegrates, leaving not even a speck of water in its place. The liquid at the edge becomes a sea of fire, melting the floating bones. What little of the barrier holds long enough to handle the brunt of the chaotic fire, finally shattering completely once the blackened stone bridge is revealed once more. Zoma is pressed against the back of his throne, his robe ripped and singed, horns blackened and blue skin covered in thick burns. Only the center of his face remains unscathed thanks to his magic cloak. Isamu and Aziza dart forward, lunging ahead like lions after a gazelle. His time was at an end. Fedir readies another spell with Hotaru calling forth a storm of black clouds which hang at the ceiling, loudly booming. However, her smile of victory fades. An evil laugh catches her off guard. His blank eyes and burnt teeth are not filled with fear, but a cruel joy. He puts his claw up and blue ripples like a disturbed ocean pulse through the air. Each pulse became stronger and stronger. They cannot keep their feet planted, soon thrown to the ground. The lights of enhanced power around Isamu and Aziza are gone, weakly groaning as they struggle to lift up, like an anvil was placed on them. Hotaru is tired, barely on her feet, and can't keep her eyes open. Her heart beats slowly, her body feebly shakes, her mind fades in and out. Am I dying? She believed. She looks over to Fedir, who is laying on the floor. Her breath quivers with terror. She holds her mouth. The weak, warm breath coats her freezing hand. His green hair no longer glows. Fedir!
I will say you caught me by surprise,
Zoma said, laughing to himself. Isamu runs forward with his claw, aiming for the skull amulet, reaching down to his chest. He casually lifts a hand, summoning ice beneath his feet, encasing his legs and holding him in place. Isamu picks at the ice with his claw, but he doesn't have the strength to crack it. let alone free himself from his icy prison.
A neat little party trick between human and fairy.
He raises the other hand. A stream of light is drawn from the statues, absorbing into his body. The wounds of his burnt flesh instantly healed as the light courses through him.
Can't say I've seen something like that in centuries.
What have you done to him? Hotaru screams. What have you done to Fedir?
No need to fret, Hotaru,
he said with satisfied joy, slowly stepping towards her.
I simply casted a spell to permanently nullify the magic from your bodies. Him being a fairy, connected closely to your goddess, is like severing the heart from the body. However, to make your passing easy on the mind, he lives. However, he has lost what makes him a fairy, now lesser than human. A hollow shell to roam the world until the goddess takes him, for even the dirt won't be satiated by his passing. I'm also afraid that your sword is just as powerless without the use of your bloodline spell.
She looks up past his large, approaching head to see the clouds have disappeared. No longer could she feel the lightning in her veins. She stands up and holds the heavy sword, but he wraps his claw around her head, blinding her. He lifts her high off the ground, slightly moving his hand to see the bloodshot eye staring at her.
It's time to join your family. You will make a fine sacrifice.
The eye narrows its sight on her. Isamu's bashing of the ice intensifies as he screams. Aziza and Fedir are laid flat on the floor. She squirms with what little strength she has, her muffled screams calling for help through his icy hand. The light in her eyes dwindle, the darkness taking her. Her sight goes black, but a calm thunder booms in the distance. An ear-rupturing sound shatters the ominous silence. His tightening grip is released, light slowly fading in as she gasps for air once released from his icy hold. He covers his eye with the hand he held her with. Something struck him, but still she couldn't feel the electricity in her blood. He snarls.
Your magic should be gone. How did you strike me?
It wasn't her who called forth the storm, a heroic voice echoed, followed by a green warm light swirling around her body as well as the others, its warmth soothing on her freezing skin. Aziza slowly lifts to her feet. With a powerful shout, Isamu shatters the ice. Zoma stares at the end of the hall, where an old battered man, cut and bruised in glimmering dented armor stands. His sword shines like the sun. Your son has been bested, Zoma, Ortega announced, stepping forward with proud stamps, though he limps. Zoma raises his hand for another wave, but a bolt of lightning strikes into his upward palm, forcing him to recoil from the pain. Their eyes meet. Zoma flinches away from Hotaru as if his glare were like a volley of arrows, stabbing into his chest. Ortega moves to Hotaru, placing his sword next to her. Giga Gash will ensure us victory, Hotaru. Grab your sword and summon forth the spell. I can't. You can. I will help, he said, helping her on her feet, crossing his sword with hers. The black clouds boom above. Streaks of lightning are absorbed into the swords. She can feel the static. It is faint, but truly there. Her sword slowly changes, trying to catch up to her father's level of energy. Zoma lunges forward, swiping his claw to stop them. However, his claw is caught as it swung down. Isamu, like the barrier, has his golden claw locked with his, blocking him from proceeding further. Zoma is shocked by the expression Isamu grants. Like moments ago it reflected his. Aziza springs between them, pulling forth the sphere of light, its blinding shine forcing everyone to look away. He writhes, reeling back. His blue, freezing aura disappears, transforming his robe from blue to orange, his pupils revealed, bloodshot, and like the center eye, they show panic. With haste, he unleashes the ice from the ground with spires of sharp sickles of ice barreling towards them. The spell of unstoppable lightning isn't finished. Her magic is too weak to complete it. Please be enough. Please save us. A unique crack sounds throughout the walls, breaking her concentration, bringing forth a moment of peace. Her body feels rejuvenated. Her heart pumps vigorously. Her eyes widen. Her mind focuses. She turns to the sound and is left in shock. Fedir is on his knee, holding up a familiar blue broken band. Now is not the time to worry. Now is the time to end this. The spell is complete. The swords course with a fierce lightning. The static, with great power, radiates off the swords, spiking both their hair like the spires of ice. They separate their swords, winding them back. "Gigagash!" they cried, driving forth the might of their holy blades. The horizontal wave of electricity, like the mountain cleaver's slash, flying over Isamu and Aziza, cutting through the spires with ease and finding its mark in Zoma, severing his body in half. His spell comes to a stop as his torso crashes to the floor, pooling out with light. He scrapes his black long nails on the stone, laughing maniacally as he crawls.
"Do you think you have won?"
His laugh grew louder.
"You can't kill me. I will consume the life force of your blood."
"I won't let history repeat itself, Zoma," Ortega countered, dropping his sword and holding up his hand. The stream from the statues are guided to him, slowly covering him in a bright light.
"You fool! What are you doing?"
"Taking back what belongs to my family."
"But you can't. Your mortal body can't withhold that much power. You will kill us all."
Hotaru gasps. Is he speaking the truth? Are we going to die here? Ortega has a warm, gentle smile like when he used to hold her when she was scared. An all-ever-knowing smile. Not quite. With his other hand, a familiar spell is casted upon Fedir and Aziza. Zoom. It grows more opaque, soon swallowing them whole and sending them away. Her mind races, watching as her friends fly off to safety through the cracks in the ceiling. "Dad, you can't die here. There must be another way." "I wish there was, but I have foreseen these events since my own departure. It scared me like I'm sure you have felt many times. However, knowing it will save my kids makes it easier." Isamu runs over to Ortega, speechless as the light consumes his arms. The castle shakes like an earthquake and loose cobblestone from the ceiling crashes down into the sea of fire. Her eyes brim with tears. "Listen to me, Hotaru. You must continue on with no doubts, no hesitation. You have forged bonds, weaved thicker than blood. Go to them and live a full, healthy life without fear. I can go with the goddess, with no regrets, knowing you are safe. It has been my only wish." "Then let me leave with no regrets as well," she replied, running to him, hugging him tightly, her tears smothering across his breastplate. "I love you, Dad. I love you too." He lifts his head, looking at Isamu. His hands are shaking as he holds back tears. "Isamu, take care of Hotaru for me. We may not be bound by blood, and I may have not been in key parts of your life. My mother, no. Your grandma raised you to be a fine man who is family. Thank you for being a part of it. I love you, son." He walks over to Ortega, hugging him like Hotaru, together holding them like when they were kids. Though the circumstances are different. No longer they cried over fighting each other or scraping a knee, but Ortega's knowing smile felt very much the same. "Of course, Dad. I want to help in any way I can." He chuckles with tears dripping down his cheek. "And I love you too. Thank you for accepting me." The blue familiar light of what once was an adventure saddened them. Ortega's face fades as the dome around them thickens. It's quiet in the blue prison, where only the faint light of Ortega and the crashing rocks with Zoma's screams are heard. Soon there is nothing but a bright blue light and a powerful zip echoing through the air. "We did it. We completed the hero's journey."